Teaching 83. Love one another. 1. This is the time that the prophets announced to you, in which every eye will see me. Now I add, this is the time in which also every ear will hear me, and every spirit will understand my revelations. 2. The Spirit is already able to interpret many lessons and penetrate many mysteries. He is no longer the youth of the early days, from whom many lessons had to be hidden so that he would not be confused, and had to be in symbolic figures, all the mysteries that were revealed to him, so that he could start on the spiritual path. 3. Each era is a light, a new lesson, and if I have prolonged this stage, it has been in order to give opportunities to great spiritual multitudes to pass by the earth, that they analyze my lessons and fulfill my teachings. So you will take a step forward on the path of true life. 4. My new word will make you understand a lot about your past, and that understanding will be the lamp that illuminates your spiritual path. Because many times I have told you, raise your eyes and realize the time in which you live. Only then can you take advantage of the stage of life that I have entrusted to you on earth. 5. The spiritual gifts, faculties, and powers have remained dormant in many men. In others, they have had a weak development. But my divine light has come to shape, in its lethargy, the spirits to raise them to a superior life, through which you can receive me in a more perfect way. 6. Analyze my lessons and tell me if this doctrine can be enclosed within one of your religions. I have revealed to you its character and its universal essence, which is not specified only to portions of humanity or to peoples, but goes beyond the orbit of your world, to encompass infinity with all its dwellings where, as also in this world, my children live. 7. Disciples, awake, open your spiritual eyes, hear my word, penetrate its meaning, and then bring the good news to your brothers. Take care that your message is always clothed with the truth and purity with which I came to you. And then you will gently awaken from their sleep all those who sleep, just as I came to wake you all up. 8. Come to me, O beloved people, come to rest from earthly fatigue. Your heart opens to receive my love and strength, and I welcome you and bless you. 9. I want you to live awake in the Spirit during this time of materialism, in which all manifestation has despised the spiritual, without remembering that in man the essential part is the Spirit, and that it comes to forge and rise in this life on their own merits. 10. It is my will that you, whom I have wrapped in my love, teach and make reborn in your brothers the faith and trust in me. I don't want to contemplate your indifference and lack of love for my Spirit. No one can break the sacred ties that unite man with me or prevent me from loving you. But why has humanity not sought me despite its pain? His words and actions wound my heart as a father. They do not appreciate my love, nor do they feel my blessing. 11. The solution to all the problems that afflict your brothers is in you. I have given you the key to peace so that there is charity and love for one another. You can all attract my Spirit and feel my divine influence if you invoke me with love. 12. I want to see you smile with satisfaction after your fight. I want you to feel that I have been very close to you. Do not blame me if the present times are inclement. If you had remained virtuous, the pain would not have hurt your heart, nor would you have stumbled. I have sent you to fulfill a destiny of love, which you have not yet understood. 13. The time is coming when you must go to work in other lands. From today, pray and watch over all nations, because they, your brothers, tie you to its duties that you have to fulfill. Your prayer will illuminate and save spirits. 14. How can you watch calmly that your brothers return to the spiritual valley bearing materialism imprinted and the pain they have collected on earth? Many of them will reincarnate again and be shown the suffering caused by their disobedience. then you will see that the struggle of the Spirit continues until it has been perfected. 15. Trust that your sweet Master leads you on the path of truth, wherever you may be. Some in the beginning of the path, others at the end. All of you are guided by me. 16. My new divine revelations will surprise the spirit of humanity at this time, although in truth I tell you that its strangeness will be unjustified, because the most natural thing is for the spirit to receive the fruit of its evolution on its way. 17. I am the one who has had to follow you along the paths you have taken, to get rid of risks and prevent you from loss. When will you come after me? Encouraged by that voice that said to Simon, Andrew and John, leave your boats and your nets and follow me. 18. The fight has been established within your heart. You hear my voice that, touching your spirit through your conscience, tells you, follow me, while the flesh and the world exert great influence on the spirit. 19. I am pleased that there is this inner struggle, because it means that despite feeling subject to the temptations of the earth, you still have love for me, and you know how to listen to the voice of the Spirit that demands its rights from the world and the flesh. But, alas, of those who do not feel within that tempest itself, because its cold heart will be like the grave that keeps a dead person. 20. Everything that happens at this time was said and written by my prophets. Search those scriptures and you will find the anticipated history of everything that you are now seeing in the world. But I tell you, there are events that are yet to come and that were not announced at that time, because those prophecies I had reserved to make them known at this time through human understanding. 21. Do you think that everything was already prophesied and that there would be no prophets on earth again? 22. Understand that I have come to reveal to you much that tomorrow will be fulfilled, and I have done it through a conduit of creatures clumsy of understanding and rude of verb, to give you proof of my power. Those prophecies that have sprouted from humble lips, you have already seen some fulfilled, and the humanity of tomorrow will see the last of them. 23. Beloved disciples, enjoy this atmosphere of spirituality that surrounds you in the moments of my communication. Savor this bread and be strong with it, because soon you will stop listening to my word. I will leave you full of my grace and my love, so that you may be able to get up in a hurry to spread the good news that I brought you in this third era. 24. Take care that there is always clarity in your heart, in that glass that you must keep as clean from the inside as from outside, because that is where my love is deposited, like the water of eternal life. 25. Keep these meetings and make them a holy gathering, because you see that I lift my word from between you. You believe that my spirit is going to be distant from my disciples. Always leave an empty place on the table for the Master, because I will always come to preside over your meetings and to distribute the spiritual bread in each one of you. But I tell you, that place should be in your heart. 26. The testimony that you give of my new coming must be clean, and then you will see the multitudes rise up of all points of the earth, saying, the Lord has returned, as he announced to us on the cloud he has sent us to his people, and we have joined him. 27. O multitudes who hear me in these moments, you do not know who of you will be my messengers of tomorrow. The men will hear them, but they will not expect any reward or flattery from them. They will go through the world sowing my seed with an eye on me. 28. I will not abandon my envoys to their own forces, because they would soon succumb in the fight. They will be clothed with power and a superior force that will make them tireless and invincible. 29. An envoy of mine has never been alone in the fight. Legions of beings of light have accompanied and protected him. No one doubt nor tremble when the hour of preaching and sowing approach us, because my love will be with you to give you courage, faith, and strength. 30. The sixth seal was opened, and its light was contemplated by the simple, by the humble, by the pure in heart. The candlestick is lit, and humanity still sleeps. And this people have not realized the greatness of the manifestation they have received. Hence his fear to announce it to the world. Let at least that the waters of this spring not become cloudy, so that when weary walkers come to you and being thirsty, may you quench your thirst in them and confess that they are pure. 31. You have become familiar with the shade of this tree and are afraid to follow the paths that lead to other towns and counties. But I tell you, do not wait for nightfall to go and give the good news, because everyone will be sleeping. Go in the light of day, so that there is no mystery in your works. Do not rush your step, but each time you prepare, take a step forward, because the hour of your fight is near. Whoever thinks he is prepared and has gotten up early, I am stopping him with tests that I put in his way, so that he recognizes that he does not yet feel my work in his heart, that he has not analyzed it enough to preach it, that yet the sentiment of charity does not spring from his heart, nor does he have the temper in his spirit to withstand hurricanes. Examples abound among you of those who, having risen of their own free will, disobeying my orders, they have fallen on the roads, and their return has been painful. Why do you become ungrateful to my charity? 32. When some of you were weary of life, others lost in uncertain paths, and others sunk in the mire, who gave you help? Was it by chance a man? No, disciples. He who raised you was this word that overflows with life and hope, of what you were before receiving my light. I did not take account of you, but what you do now, I do account to you. You know that my gaze discovers who was hiding his hand stained with sister blood, who was hiding the petals of leafless roses, and who tried to hide theft or adultery in her heart. I saw everything, and on the mantle with which you concealed your shame, I spread the veil of my mercy so that no one but I would judge you. And with forgiveness and love, I converted you and purifying you. 33. Before this voice you had to wake up, and before the invisible presence of him who speaks to you, you had to believe. Again I say, blessed are those who believe without seeing. 34. The hearts of women trembled at the voice of their divine mother, and each word of Mary was a drop of dew on those hearts dried by suffering. And to the pleasant garden of the Virgin, the maidens, the wives, mothers, widows, and also the leafless flowers, a new fragrance has emerged from all of them. 35. When will you be ready to take the teaching you have received to other peoples? See that the seed of love and spirituality does not yet germinate in the heart of this humanity. Fanaticism dominates the lives of men. Religious fanaticism, fanaticism for their races, fanaticism for the glory and power of the world, and fanaticism for themselves. 36. It is necessary that you improve your life every day so that you become an example and encouragement in the lives of your brethren. Fulfill the mission that I have entrusted to you, which I will grant that you see your highest wishes. 37. But you must study and analyze my teaching, because if I ask you about my previous lesson, would you know how to repeat it? In truth I tell you no. But do not fear. I bring you one more on this day, which will remind you of the previous one and will help you understand it. Here you have the Master clothed with patience and love. 38. In the second era, the divine word became man so that his teaching could be heard on earth. In this time, the word is light that descends to human understanding and flourishes in the word of light. 39. John the prophet announced my arrival at that time. Now, Elijah, communicating spiritually with men, prepared my spiritual manifestation in this age. But in truth I tell you that both forerunners are one spirit. 40. Each new era has been for you a set of revelations, which explain past events that you have not come to understand. The final harvest will give you true wisdom. 41. While my communication lasts through these spokespersons, I will not be recognized throughout the world. I must pass a time. The hearts of my emissaries will have to be purifying. Then this message can reach humanity, clean of material influences. 42. This teaching is the way to eternal life. Everyone who discovers in this doctrine elevation and perfection will know how to unite it to the one I entrusted to you when I was on earth, because its essence is the same. 43. Whoever does not know how to find the truth contained in my lessons may even assure that this doctrine does not lead to the same end as the teachings of Jesus. Spirits dazed by misinterpretations or confused by religious fanaticism, they will not suddenly be able to understand the truth of these revelations. They will have to go through a path of tests to get rid of materialism, which prevents them from understanding and complying with my precept that teaches you to love one another. 44. I, the Master, am the only one who can reveal to you that in these moments millions of beings are walking that painful path of trials, of experiences, of awakening, so that their eyes are open looking for horizons that are beyond what his heart and mind have been able to create. 45. I am thirsty, I tell you again, thirst for your elevation and for your love. But no one brings water to my lips that can turn it off. Rather, it is I who has to keep the wound in my side open and fresh, so that it does not stop the water of life to flow over the world. 46. This is the time of the great battle described by the prophets in their spiritual visions and revelations. The time when men will oppose their strength to my law, in which every material or spiritual being that harbors egoism in its heart will rise to fight against my justice. My sword is ready. It is not the weapon that punishes or kills. It is the sword of love that struggles to save the victim of himself. He will lift him up with such force that sometimes even his body will lose to make him reach the eternal life of the Spirit. 47. Understand these lessons well and you will not be confused, but rather, you will understand many of the tests, terrible things that humanity goes through which you cannot explain. 48. The purpose of my manifestation is to divert your spirit from the path of pain. I have called insistently until you have opened the door of your heart, and it is then that I have been able to make you feel the tenderness of my blessing and of my peace. 49. Tomorrow you will bring this good news to humanity, which is believed to be more distant from its Lord, because when he speaks of God, he does it as something unattainable, incomprehensible, and inaccessible. 50. The concept that humanity has of me is childish, because it has not known how to penetrate the revelations that I have ceaselessly done. For those who know how to prepare, I am visible and tangible, and wherever I want I am present. On the other hand, for those who do not have sensitivity, because materialism has hardened him, he barely understands that I exist and feels immensely distant, impossible to be felt or seen in any way. 51. It is necessary for man to know that he carries me in himself, that in his spirit and in the light of your consciousness you have the pure presence of the divine. 52. When my new message is received by humanity, you will feel a shiver of joy that will make you return to spirituality, through which you will feel closer to your Lord. 53. One of the reasons why I have materialized to manifest myself at this time has been that you feel that I cannot be far from any of my children, nor is the spiritual life far from yours. And to show you I allowed the manifestation and the presence of the spirit world among you. 54. These are works that only I can and must do, no matter what judgment men form of them. I know that in the end my works will be seen by all as perfect. 55. The set of manifestations that you have had in this time, will be studied with great interest, and in it you will find humanity great truths and great revelations, because nothing is small in my work. 56. Have confidence that this word will lead you on the right path, because many of them in the time Jesus walked did not feel it. Now you must prepare your heart, so that it receives the essence that I have brought to humanity, the promise I made to my apostles to return. I have fulfilled it. Even more, I have many lessons to share with you. 57. Why am I manifesting among rude, clumsy, and sinful? I certainly gave you to understand at that time that my coming would be when there was great wickedness in the world. 58. A great confusion was also prophesied to you and is yet to come. It is necessary that by then there is a lighthouse that guides the shipwrecked and can find the right route. And I tell you truly, that lighthouse has already lit its light and illuminate the world. I, who approach the heart of man to make him hear my voice. 59. Again I say to you, that whoever keeps my word and observes my teachings, that one will be saved. 60. I do not come to arouse religious fanaticism among men. My doctrine is far from teaching falsehoods. I want to mend faith, charity, spirituality. Fanaticism is a bandage of darkness. It is insane passion. It is darkness. Watch so that the bad seed does not penetrate into your heart. Fanaticism at some times has the appearance of love. 61. Understand that this darkness has invaded humanity in these times. See how even though pagan peoples have disappeared from the earth and that most of humanity professes a true knowledge of God, men do not know me or love me, because their wars, their hatred, and their disharmony are the proof that they still don't let me live in their hearts. 62. Over the darkness of this religious fanaticism and idolatry, great whirlwinds are approaching to purify the spiritual worship of this humanity. When that work has been done, the iris will shine in infinite peace. 63. Only my voice in its divine justice is what can tell you that you have not fulfilled your mission on earth or in the spiritual space, when you have passed through it. 64. For me there are no obstacles to communicate with men and make them know my will. See that I do not use righteous men for my manifestation, because I have given you my word through sinners. And in this you can find one more proof of my power and my charity. 65. I want everyone to whom this message reaches to purify themselves here on earth with the practice of this heavenly doctrine, so that when the spirit returns to the hereafter, it may arrive already clean of spirit. 66. Every word that springs from me is from eternal life. Today you are receiving it through the human spokesperson. 67. I tell you, it is a good indication that at this time you would have communicated with the Father through your understanding. But you should also know that this form is not the goal or the summit of perfection. That already before and at all times, I had spoken to the world through human mouths. But this communication, in the midst of a materialized humanity and a world insensitive to the spiritual, it is a prodigy that tomorrow men will attribute only to the love that God has for you. But it is also proof that the spirit of man tends to rise spiritually. 68. This is the dawn of a new era. The first rays begin to awaken men. When your faith and elevation conceive me beyond what you understand as just, eternal, and perfect, you will see me in the infinite, sending my light to all beings. 69. My divinity will be for your spirit, like the light of noon, like a star that illuminates and gives life to the universe. The light will shine, and the hearts, when communicating with their Father, will directly receive His divine rays to you through perfect communication from spirit to spirit, which is the goal and ideal for harmony between the Father and children, and also between brothers. 70. I must ask you people, what have you done with the seed that I have entrusted to you? What have you sown in your fields? Have you cleared the roads so that your brothers can reach me? Great are the crowds that listen to me at this time, but the portion that really follows me is small. I contemplate the most intimate part of your heart, and I say to you, do not seek me as a judge, always seek me as Father and Master. Then I will open my wisdom to you, and you will feel safe. 71. In my new advent, as in past years, I have left my wisdom open to reveal many teachings to you, because there is joy in the Father when he reveals new teachings to his children. But woe to you who receive if you forget my divine commands or fail to fulfill them for lack of love, because you will have turned your Father into judge. 72. How much Mary has wept over your misery. How much do you owe to her tenderness and her love? The same to those who call her like those who ignore her. She makes everyone feel her maternal warmth and the infinite sweetness of her caress. In truth, I tell you, before the spirits come to me, they have to find on her way to Mary, the Divine Mother. 73. You also have a pastor at this time. As Moses brought you out of Egypt and together, he led you through the desert to the skirt of Sinai, so that you would listen to the voice of the Father and receive the law. Thus in this time, Elijah has called you from different points of the earth to bring you along the path of spiritual preparation, to the foot of the new mountain, from the which you hear my divine voice and receive the revelation. 74. Behold Elijah, the one who, together with Moses and Jesus, contemplated the disciples in a spiritual vision on the Mount Tabor. This is your era. Strengthen your spirit with the warmth of his presence and awaken to hope. 75. Truly I tell you that this time of transcendence on earth, it is also in the entire universe, and that while I speak to you in this way, in other worlds and in other valleys, I make myself felt too. My spirit is omnipresent. 76. Pray, people, with the spirit and thought of peace, so that you may overcome temptations. Don't settle for the peace in your home or your nation. Work for the peace of all your brothers. Love one another. My peace be with you.